Hi, my name is Greg Hahn, and I'm a Client Engagement Manager at Simmons Research. Our team has created a series of short tutorials that will help you navigate through Simmons OneView. This video will focus on the ESRI Excel plugin. The ESRI plugin allows clients to create maps from the data and geographies created from Simmons Local Studies. Please refer to the Simmons Local video tutorial to create crosstabs. We also recommend using the copy button in the OneView viewer instead of the export button, so formatting will be minimized. You can see here that I've already copied in my data utilizing the data that I ran within Simmons Local in the Simmons OneView application. In our first column here we have our zip codes followed by our total, and then I use soccer as my target. We can go ahead and get rid of our total columns as they're unnecessary and we will not be mapping those. In addition, I can get rid of my little header up here as we will not be needing that either. So we just highlight those and get rid of them. I'm going to change my description to zips just so that ESRI will be able to identify this particular column a little bit better. I'm going to call these zips total, and I'm going to get rid of my total line as well. We now have our soccer horizontal, that's our percentage, and soccer index. Generally, you will want to map your horizontal percent since you want the percentage of the people that do the target that are in those particular zip codes. Now, ESRI will not map zip codes in this particular way that we have exported them, so we have to include a new column. So we just click on Insert, and this is where we can identify them as zips. Now, an easy way to create these zip codes rather than hand typing them in is to utilize the equal left function that is within Excel. So we type in equal left and it will lead you in the direction that you need to go down here with the little prompts. So we can take a look and we will do A2, 5 because we want the first 5 of the column in A2. And if we hit enter, we can see that it just brings over the zip code for us. Now I'm going to put my cursor there and click in that particular B2 box. And then in the right hand corner, I can just double click and it will copy these all the way down for me. And this is what ESRI will use whenever it actually utilizes the mapping. Once you've downloaded and installed the ESRI plugin, you will now have a new tab up here called ArcGIS Maps. If we click on it, we now get a ribbon here and we can go ahead and sign in. Your particular sign in will be uniquely assigned to you from with the email that you received on installing and creating the ESRI plugin. I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And this generally will take just a couple seconds to run. It helps if I put in my right email. There we go. And you'll get a nice little green welcome screen there. Once that goes away, we can click the Add Map. And we wait for the mapping capabilities to load. We will select Cell Range, and our first row contains headers. We can now click on Select Range, and we're going to highlight the entire workbook. And if you just want to map the horizontal or the percentages or whatever is in C, you're more than welcome to just highlight that particular section. We can now click on OK, and we will go back to the Excel plugin where it's asking the questions. Now that we've selected our range, we can go ahead and click OK. And ESRI will go out and try to identify where what you're trying to map. I always like to click on this location format just to make sure that it is selecting the correct column, and it is, so we can go ahead and click OK. And I like to choose counts and amounts. This will give me a somewhat of a heat map for each of the individual zip codes. I can now click Add Data. We are not going to aggregate our data as each individual zip code will only appear once within our list. So click the Select for Do Not Aggregate Areas. The system will go out and will try to identify all of our particular areas that we're using. In this case, I'm utilizing Seattle. Now I can make this much larger, and using our plus and minus buttons over here, I can go ahead and zoom in on my particular area that I'm attempting to map. By default, it will be this kind of grayish beige color. Now that I've gotten my map kind of at the size I want, over on the left, this is where we can make our changes. If you click on classification, you'll notice that you can change this from continuous to natural breaks, equal interval, quantile, manual breaks, or keep it as the continuous. I generally keep this on the equal interval, and then you can put in under class breaks how many particular breaks that you want within your data. You can choose anywhere between 2 all the way up to about 8 or 9. I wouldn't suggest going any further past the 9, and even that's a little bit too much. We generally like to keep them anywhere between 4 and 6. This gives us a nice differentiation, and it shows the map fairly well. Once we have that done, we can change our style or the colors that we are using to show on the map by clicking this change symbol style. Whenever we do that, we get this nice little pop-up here that we can go ahead and choose. I generally like to choose a lighter color to a darker color, generally falling into the red, so that I know what's hot within the map. And I click OK. And you'll notice that it will automatically change my map as I do this. I can now click OK, and my map is now done. I now have a couple of options that I can do to get this map either into PowerPoint or I can copy it. Up at the top, we can create a slide where it will just create a generic slide with your particular map on it, or you can copy it and paste it into your PowerPoint, into your Word document, or print it into a PDF if that's what you would like to do. To get your legend, unfortunately, you're not able to export the legend here on the left, so any type of free screen capture software will allow you to snip that out. If you're using the Windows at least 8 or higher, it generally includes a snip tool. This is how you're able to create and export the ESRI maps of the data that you've created from within Simmons Local. It is a good way to visualize the data rather than just using a pie chart or just an Excel table. Thank you and have a great day.